The Euros. Many football fans' favourite competition. A summer filled with daily football, with crowds of fans gathering to celebrate and support their nation, with cheers and beers. For those of you who may not follow football, the Euros are an international football tournament held every 4 years, where all the European countries compete to be crowned Europe's best footballing nation. At the time of this recording, we are halfway through Euro 2024 being held in Germany. So, what better way to show the Euros some love than with video games? Today, we're taking an honest look at Euro 2004 on the PS2. EA Sports Euro 2004 video game released in May in 2004 and builds upon their mainline FIFA 2004 game, both in its mechanics and its graphics. One of the main differences you might expect is the number of players and playable teams. As this is the Euros, you will not see any players from outside of Europe. This means iconic players such as Ronaldinho, Ronaldo and Samuel Eto'o are not playable, as well as no football clubs. There are, however, some football stadiums included that are from club level, such as Liverpool's Anfield. So you must be wondering, what else can you do in a Euro-based game aside from play through the Euros? Surprisingly, there's quite a few unique ideas for game modes. But first, we'll start with practice. This mode is exactly what it says on the tin. You can practice general gameplay however you would like. This is, however, a good place to touch on some gameplay differences, especially from modern football titles. Let's start with corner kicks. In modern games, you would be able to choose where you would like to cross the ball, add a bit of power, and cross away. But not here. Crossing works in a very different tactical system, kind of like the Madden games. At the start of the cross, you have to pick a delivery option from the 4 provided. After that, select the player with the corresponding button. Then you run into that space and try and score. I think. I never really understood this system. Everything I tried either went straight to the goalkeeper or past the player to just be kicked away. They also use a system for indirect free kicks, which I never got, so I'll move on to the interesting set piece. Free kicks. For a free kick, you use the left stick to aim the ball and the right stick to control the spin of the ball. After that, you press the circle stroke shoot button to the amount of power you want, then time the arrow into the green bar at the bottom. This is similar to how golf games are with the power of your swings. This system is actually a lot of fun once you get the hang of it, but you'll probably be seeing this quite a bit before you do. With practice out of the way, let's start with the first real mode, a penalty shootout. In this mode, you, pick 2 teams and have a penalty shootout. The way penalties work is, as a goalkeeper, you simply point in the direction you want to dive and then hope you guessed right. As a shooter, it is a similar idea. You point in the direction you want to shoot the ball and then you choose your power. For some reason though, I never really got it to work. I pretty much just ended up going down the middle every time. Outside of that, not much else to say on pens. Next we have situation mode. This is a cool idea, where you can select a variety of different match settings from the score, amount of time left, and even yellow and red cards. This can create challenging and varied scenarios for you to make and play through to try and win. A new game that is actually doing something similar is the recently announced Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and its custom battle mode. Without a friend though, this isn't too interesting unless you want to challenge yourself, or in this case, have a nice 5-0 win. Next up, fantasy mode, and I have to say, as a football fan myself, this is a very cool mode. This mode is essentially a draft mode. You and either a computer player or a friend draft players from a list into your team to build your dream European sides, then play each other. Seeing this idea in 2004 is really cool, considering EA would go on to make a draft mode within its Ultimate Team, which in and of itself is a mode where you build your dream team from limited options. Here we go. I've just won a free kick which can potentially be game winning. Time to put my practice into action. Okay, aim it just right, with the right amount of spin, and shoot. Moving on. We have home and away next. This is essentially a back-to-back game where you pick two teams and try and win with an away goal rule, as displayed here. For this game, I went with Turkey and played against Norway. For a 2004 game, the presentation isn't too bad at all. A snippet of the national anthem plays before kickoff, which is neat. The crowds feel alive, with countries having their own chants, from the Turkish fans beating drums chanting Türkiye, a classic We Love You England chants, which is amazing, given the stadiums are packed with 2D fans. Let me summarise how these two games went. Norway starts off with a goal, putting them in the lead. They then commit a foul, and now I have a free kick. Now's the time to make up for my miss in the fantasy mode. This time, I got this, to bring me back into the game. Aim it right here, this much spin, power, and... well, that may have gone wrong, but I do get my equaliser, only for Norway to reply. Another free kick, this time for sure. At least he had to save it this time. That ends game 1, me taking a 2-1 loss. This can't stand. Time to make the comeback of dreams in the second leg. This second game is where the gameplay clicked for me. My passes, dribbles and shots were all connecting, and my attacking play started to flow. After early danger, we go 1-0 up, making the overall score 2-2. Free kick. This time, it's for all the marbles. Failure after failure. This time, I will score. Nihat, we got this. Aim here, perfect. Spin to the right, beautiful. Perfectly timed shot. I did it! Finally! A beautiful free kick goal late into the game to not only put us 2 ahead, but win the whole thing. But this is not why you're here. You want to see a Euro journey. Well, buckle up and join me as I take England through the Euros. First, some housekeeping. This mode has a team news tab that shows player morale changes, an injury screen, and a suspension screen. Injuries and suspensions basically show which players can't play, and morale, well, I don't really know what it does. I can't say I ever felt the effect on the team, and as the Euros is a tournament, not really any reason to care about it once it ends. That's it. Unlike a career mode, which can be played for up to 15 in-game years. I will also be skipping the friendly games and just be talking about the important games. With that out of the way, let's begin. Our campaign begins with the Euro Finals qualification. This is our randomised group, and up first we have Georgia, which ends in a draw. Not an ideal start, but we move. Next up, Northern Ireland, and that's another draw. Okay, time to turn it around and show what the mighty England can do. We win our rematch with Georgia, and we beat Liechtenstein, but not without some heartbreak. Owen took a bad tackle during the match and got injured. This injury means Owen will be out for the rest of the qualification games. Can we qualify without our best striker? Even without Owen, we take wins over both Northern Ireland and Liechtenstein, leaving us top of the group with just 2 games to play. In the first of the 2 games, we struggle, but we get our 1-0 win. We're not out of the woods yet, however. Despite the win, we are still only 1 point ahead. We need to win or tie to finish top of the group. Time for the last game. And with the final whistle, we did it. The goalless tie was enough to send us through top of the group to the Euro finals. Our Euro final group consists of Ukraine, Turkey, and Romania. An easy group on paper, but let's see how we do. Our first game is against Turkey, and after a tough back and forth, it ends all square, with Ukraine leading the group after a win versus Romania. Next up, we now face Romania, and the result is another draw. This isn't looking good for us. Luckily, Ukraine drew to Turkey, leaving the table looking like this. In order for us to advance to the quarterfinals in the top spot, we not only need to beat the group leaders Ukraine, but also outscore Turkey. It's all down to this. The game begins. Goal, just before halftime as well. We are finally winning a game in the Euros. After some more grueling minutes, it ends 1-0. We have done all we can. Only thing left to do is hit continue and pray Turkey have it won by 2 or more. We have done it. By the skin of our teeth, we have moved on. From here on out, we can't afford to have any more poor performances. Our quarterfinal game is against Denmark. Despite the Danes' great performance, we were out for the win, to not only advance, but show our quality. And we did just that with a wonderful 2-0 win. Next up, the semi-finals versus Netherlands. When you think of Netherlands squad in 2004, you think of legends of the game. Ruud van Nistelrooy, Arjen Robben, Wesley Sneijder, Van der Sar, just to name a few. Winners of the game with legendary resumes. I wonder what ratings the game has given them. What the hell is this? From what I can gather, around this time period, the Dutch Football Federation and FIFPro were having a dispute over the treatment of a Dutch player, so couldn't agree any licenses. So what we are left with is this team. As a football fan, it's no fun to play against a team of Ned insert number here, and this has a knock-on effect in the draft mode as well. Unless you know the player's kit number, you won't know which player you're drafting, and will just be going by the rating of the player. Anyway, our semi-final game versus Ned FC begins. After 90 minutes, we are still at 0-0. Now we only have extra time, then penalties. Pass upfield, I see the space, through ball, and goal! Right at the death on the 118th minute. We finally take the lead. All we need now is to maintain the lead, and we are through. And that's game. It's all down to penalties. Remember when I said I wasn't able to get penalties to work? Yeah, this will be tough. Netherlands up first, and goal, bottom corner. Beckham with a reply for England straight down the middle. Ned 7 up next, and a big save with Owen putting us ahead. Ned 7 again, and another big save. Scholes this time puts us 2 ahead. Ned 27 scores, so it's all down to the next pen. Can our star man Rooney take us to the final? He does. We are through to the final. Now one game stands between us and England's second international trophy. Final game, Italy. This time, we have some luck going our way. Italy's main defender, Cannavaro, is out due to an injury. So Italy have put two, quite frankly, poor defenders in. Can we capitalise?
There's nothing bigger than this in football, apart from the World Cup possibly. The final of the European Championship, Ali.
John, fantastic. The 2 years of hard work culminates in this, the final, as you see in Lisbon, of Euro 2004. Two of the best teams in Europe here. I think we're in for a great scene, because these teams, they don't want to defend. They want to go out and win this tournament, and win it in style.
I think that's absolutely true.
A big mistake by the defender allows us to capitalise, and with a rebound off the keeper, we are now ahead. Just as the halftime whistle blows. Only 45 minutes left to hold out. Disaster. A mistimed slide tackle gives Italy a penalty, which they comfortably convert, almost ironically down the middle. We are all square now. We need to grab a winner. Goal! Owen, in the 87th minute, has put us ahead, and with that, England are the European champions. Despite the setbacks, we have played our hearts out and have achieved the ultimate dream. Football has finally come home.